Thank you. Yeah. Namaste. Yeah. 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 May Taiwan say hun. Okay. I don't know how much a difference between Marathi and Hindi. Yeah. A lot of, yeah. Okay, yeah. So I have to be very careful, when I travel. If in a place that people don't speak Hindi, I usually don't. Yeah, but here I think that you understand. Yeah, okay. Thanks for inviting me today, and I'm also very happy to see so many people come to attend this event. Usually Friday late afternoon. If event like this, if you invite me, I don't come. Friday, yeah. After a whole week of hard work is a time for having party, meeting friends. But you come to see someone talking about a country you never visit. It's kind of weird. Yeah. So it's quite challenging for me. Yeah. I've been to Mumbai a couple times, and I enjoy. Particularly right now, if you've been to Delhi recently, you know the cold, huh? Yeah. Delhi is really cold. Yeah, even colder than Taiwan. I didn't expect that coldness. Yeah. So, but Mumbai actually the climate, the environment, and also the people are quite similar to Taiwanese. Yeah. So we are natural friends. Yeah, indeed. Yeah, Taiwan also. We also have a lot of Mumbai is an economic and a financial hub of India, and not just India but the whole world. Yeah. And this Delhi is totally different. And in Taiwan, I think that if people visit Delhi and see Mumbai, I think that we feel more common in Mumbai than in Delhi. Yeah. Okay. Now let me start my presentation. Earlier, you introduced me. I'm now working here in Delhi's Taipei Economic and Cultural Center. Actually, it is embassy. Yeah, it is Taiwan Embassy. And why we cannot use the name Taiwan Embassy? Yeah. Okay. Later I will explain. Okay. Yeah. And I'm also a professor. I'm professor of international relations. I've been teaching at actually the lady you pronounced my university name correctly. It's Zhongxing University. Yeah. It's very good. Yeah. Zhongxing University. Zhongxing means Renaissance. Yeah, right. Rejuvenation, Renaissance. Yeah, and we are also the oldest university in Taiwan. So earlier today, I went to Mumbai University. It is the oldest university in India, right? Okay, so we should have some cooperation in future. Yeah. Okay, and why I'm here as a professor, and actually, I earlier I said that I'm a professor teaching international relations, but in the past 10, 15 years, my research was mostly about India. Yeah, so in Taiwan, I teach courses about India, South Asia, including India-Pakistan relations, South Asian security issues, and of course, India-China relations. Yeah, but in 2020, my government appointed me here to India as a deputy ambassador, a deputy representative. Yeah, for me, it's a new experience. Yeah, I'm also learning. Even I came to India many times. My first time came to India was 2006 or 7. Yeah, and the day after 15, 16 years, this country is totally different. Yeah. I see a huge progress. Yeah. Okay. And but I'm for me now working in India is a new experience, and I'm still learning, and of course making new friends every day. Yeah, including today. Yeah. Okay. But the topic for today is Taiwan. Okay. Any of you been to Taiwan? Okay. So that's why you have to come to this lecture today. Okay. Yeah, you never been to Taiwan, but you know it is a country, and that it's very different from India. Yeah. But there's something probably you heard of, or it is related to Taiwan. Like we now have a female president. Yeah, Madam Tsai Ing-wen. Yeah. She is a female, and she elected to be president since 2016. Her term is till next year. Yeah, because she got re-elected in 2020. Yeah, and she is actually not very outspoken, but she is a very how to say, courageous. And particularly when a lot of international media are now concerned about the situation, security situation of Taiwan, relation with China. And I think that she did an excellent job, trying to defend Taiwan's sovereignty, freedom, security, democracy. Yeah. There are some connections between both sides, and most of the Indian audience don't know. You know the movie Life of Pi, right? Okay. It is a story, a great story. I love that movie very much. Yeah. That movie actually is not directed by Indian director. It's by a Taiwanese director. His name is An Lee. Yeah. And actually, the movie was also not shot in India. It was actually shot in Taiwan. Yeah, actually in my city, they built a huge water tank. So the tiger and the ship, everything is on the water tank, and then they use a computer, technology, to make it look like a sea. Yeah, I'm glad that the Taiwanese director who could make a movie and the story is about India. Yeah, okay, and Indian philosophy. And last year, there's a TV drama in Taiwan. It's called Gold Leaf. Gold Leaf, and that is a Taiwanese, and that TV drama is talking about Taiwan's tea, Taiwan tea, and you know that Indian also drink tea a lot. Taiwanese, we also drink tea a lot. Yeah, actually, not many people in India know that the Taiwanese tea were introduced from Assam in 1920s. Yeah, Taiwanese black tea was not from China; it's actually from India. Yeah, introduced by the Japanese. Yeah, in 1925. Yeah, so I went to Assam. I told the people there, say that Taiwanese introduced tea to Taiwan in 1925. So in 2025, 2 years from now, will be 100-year anniversary. Yeah, we should have some celebration. Yeah, okay, between both sides. Yeah. Okay. So there are some connections. Yeah, even these connections is a part of history. Yeah, most people don't know. But I do see some changing images of Taiwan in India. Yeah, in the past few years. I remember 10 years ago, 5 years ago, when I came to India, I visited think tanks, went to universities to give talks about Taiwan. People don't care much. Yeah, for India, Taiwan is too small. Yeah, and Taiwan's importance is also insignificant. Yeah, but right now different. Yeah, right now that every month you will see Indian media reporting about Taiwan. Of course, not everything is about Taiwan. Also, a lot of reports is about security-related issues, like China as a military threat against Taiwan. Taiwan's relation with the U.S. or Taiwan's semiconductor, industry. Yeah, okay. Taiwanese investment, things like that. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good. It means that the Indian public also became more concerned about international affairs and also know about the situation outside South Asia. Yeah, because Taiwan, if you go to Japan, Korea, or East Asian countries, that the situation, between Taiwan and China, or the geopolitical issues, everybody know. But here in South Asia, in the past, the people did not know much. So I think that now that more media and the public, opinions pay attention to Taiwan is a good thing. Yeah. Let me briefly introduce about our country. Yeah. Because India is a huge country, so perhaps that for you, you cannot imagine when you live in a small country what it look like. Okay, land area is only 36,000 square kilometers. It's only the size of Kerala. Yeah, Kerala state. Yeah, and the population 23 million. I think Mumbai city, right? Roughly. Yeah, okay. So the whole island population, yeah, just in India, just one city, Mumbai, yeah. And you see the figures like literacy, life expectancy, is very good. It's a highly developed society. GDP per capita, more than 35,000 US dollars. And this year, our GDP per capita surpassed Japan. Yeah, higher than Japan and Korea. Yeah, okay. But we also have some problem later. I'll explain. Yeah, and you see the map. It's an island shaped like a leaf, and but we also have some small islands. Yeah, some small islands are even very close to China. Did you see? Yeah, it's under Taiwanese jurisdiction, Kinmen, Mazu. Yeah, and Taiwan has actually is a small island, but actually also a very mountainous island. Yeah, 70% of the land areas are mountains. Yeah, Mumbai has no mountain, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I like do mountain climbing. So I live in Delhi. I saw also very boring. Yeah. And no sea. I also love swimming. Yeah. In Delhi also no sea. Yeah. But in Taiwan, I think we are very lucky. We have a mountain. We also have a sea. Yeah. So if you like to do swimming, you like to do hiking, it's a perfect place. Yeah. Yeah. Because of a lot of mountains, and so people only live in the small plain areas, mostly on the west side. Yeah, and the highest mountain in Taiwan is almost 4,000 meters. Yeah, so it actually snow. Yeah, it looked like a tropical island, but actually in winter time, mountain peak snow, just like in India. Yeah, in the Himalayas. Yeah. It's a small country, population I just mentioned compared to India. So, of course, the GDP, India is much bigger. And the trade, India also bigger. But if you look at the export, Taiwan is bigger than India. Yeah, you see Taiwan's export in 2021, I think this figure is 2021, is 329 billion US dollar. India is 324 billion dollars. Yeah. So Taiwan is not that small if you look at the economic power. Yeah. But later I will also explain there's some problem with this figure. Yeah. The biggest problem for our society is a population. Okay. India is a huge country, but you also have a young population. The average age of India is 28 years old, but Taiwan is 42 years old. So you see this population pyramid, and Taiwan's shape is like this. Yeah, this is very unhealthy. It means a lot of people are in the mid-ages. Okay, yeah, but India is a healthy shape. Yeah, because of you have a huge young population. Yeah, young people means that you have a workforce and you have a consumption force. Yeah, and India's economic growth will continue 50, 70 years, no problem. But Taiwan and many other East Asian countries, including Japan, Korea, and also China, our population structure all look like this. Yeah, so in future, I think that Taiwan could also cooperate with India, like by having some people coming to Taiwan for career training, or have more like exchanges between both sides in labor force. Yeah. What do we have? Yeah, and you never been to Taiwan, but I bet every of you, in your pocket, you must have something made in Taiwan. Yeah, everyone has. Yeah. See your mobile phone. Yeah, okay. Yeah, mobile phone. Of course, your mobile phone. You say, no, I'm using Samsung. I'm using Oppo. They are not Taiwanese brand. But you look at the chips. Their chips are made in Taiwan. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So Taiwan actually you don't see, but they are there. Yeah. Okay. Taiwan. If you see the media, and then you probably get this image. Taiwan is an island of IT. Island of high technologies, yeah, and I don't know why, yeah, because I just use a mobile phone, I use computer, I don't think I'm smarter than other people, but it looked like the whole island, many of many people, they are interested and they also committed to IT-related industries. Yeah, last time I went back to Taiwan, it was September of last year, and I rode a taxi, and taxi driver, when he drove, he has 3 mobile phones in front of him. Yeah, and he could receive phone calls and make appointment, and everything, he could drive and also watch 3 mobile phones in front of him. Yeah, this is okay, not very safe. Okay, yeah, but it means that the Taiwanese people really like to, use all kinds of computer or IT-related products. But here in India, you probably heard of these companies, right? Giant, yeah, okay. Giant is a bicycle company, very, very high-end brand, yeah. And they are the world largest bicycle manufacturer in the world. I see them selling in India, yeah. Acer and Asus are computer companies. Their laptops also popular here in India. Maxis, I don't know if you know, is a tire company. It's not the biggest, but the top 10. Yeah, they now investing in Gujarat. Yeah, and Foxconn, everybody know. Yeah, okay. They make iPhones. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, actually, Foxconn now is coming to India. Yeah, and so in next 5-10 years, you will see more Foxconn investments. Yeah, in different places of India. Yeah, okay. People also talk about Taiwan's as a playing a leading role in the global semiconductor industry. Yeah, and these are the figures you see in terms of IC design, memory IC chips, foundry. Foundry is a factory making the semiconductor waffles. Yeah. And IC packaging and testing, and all these sectors, you see that Taiwan is ranked not as number 1, not just number 1 or number 3, 4. Yeah, it's a leader. Okay, yeah, in the world. And why Taiwan became like this? Like just like Mumbai is a financial hub, and why Taiwan become an IT hub? It is because that we invest in IT, yeah, very early, yeah. In the 1970s and 80s, Taiwan was also, just like the days of Vietnam and China, was also making shoes, clothes, like toys. But in the 1980s, Taiwan started to, adjust its developmental strategy. Yeah, focus more on electronic and computer-related products. And the government also invests a lot of money. Yeah, and the biggest project we did starting from the 1970s is that we built science parks. The first one is in Hsinchu. Yeah, because there are 2 universities in Hsinchu, Tsinghua University and Jiao Tong University. They are just like IIT, yeah. So the government built up a science park next to them. So students, after they graduate from university, they could work in a science park and focus on some very innovative IT products developing, yeah. And in the 1990s, 2000s, and until now, you see that Taiwan's IT technologies and the manufacture capacity now became like a leader in the world. Yeah. And here you will see that in different other areas that Taiwan also as a leader, number 1 in the world. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to talk a little bit different things. You know what language we speak in Taiwan? Yeah, we speak Chinese. Yeah, okay. So, when people see Taiwanese, are you Taiwanese or Chinese? Yeah, even myself are also being asked in India. When I travel to different places in India, people say, "Hey, you Chinese?" I say, "No, I'm from Taiwan." Yeah, okay. But what's the difference? You speak Chinese. Yeah, okay. Yes, This is a issue that trouble every Taiwanese. Okay, most people, I think, more than 95% of the population in Taiwan, they are the immigrants from China. Not right now. Okay, hundreds years after. Yeah, in the past 400 years, yeah, they came to Taiwan and at different time. Yeah, and so, but later, they consider Taiwan as a home. Even my father also came from China, 1949. Yeah, but you now ask me, I'm Taiwanese or Chinese? I say I'm Taiwanese. Yeah, and you see this change. In 1992, 30 years ago, when Taiwan started the political reforms. At that time, because at the Kuomintang government, KMT government, they still educated people saying, you are Chinese, you are Chinese, you are Chinese. So most of the people believe they are Chinese. Okay, yeah. But in 2020, yeah, okay, right now, and you see that most of the people now believe they are Taiwanese. Yeah, now 80-90%, yeah, you see. Yeah, okay, 80-90% of the people believe that they are Taiwanese. Okay. But how to tell the difference? Still difficult, okay. And so I think that whether you are Taiwanese or Chinese is not a problem about your culture or genetics. It's a problem of a political identity. You identify yourself being a Taiwanese, and you think that Taiwan is an independent country. You embrace democracy, okay, and human rights, and that make Taiwanese unique. Yeah, okay. And why Taiwan has this complicated, I would say, identity? It's because of the history. Yeah, okay. I'm not going to give the whole lecture about history, otherwise everyone will just fall into sleep. Yeah, but you can see that in the past 400 years, Taiwan experienced a different, government. Yeah, the first government who ruled Taiwan actually is not Chinese, it's the Dutch. Yeah, the Dutch also came to India? Okay. Because I went to Sri Lanka, they ruled Sri Lanka for 200 years. So I went to some Sri Lanka places, I found it very similar to Taiwan, 400 years ago. Yeah, we also had a fort built by the Dutch the same time, and in Sri Lanka they still have that. Yeah. Yeah. And we also been occupied by Spaniards, the Spanish people, very short time. Yeah, but the Dutch control and occupy and rule Taiwan in early 17th century, and then there's a Chinese general. His name is Kosinga. He defeated the Dutch and he ruled Taiwan shortly. Yeah. After that, it was a Qing Empire. Qing Empire, and Qing Empire defeated Kosinga regime and then ruled Taiwan for 200 years, 1683 to 1895. Okay, so that's the time when a huge number of Chinese people moved to Taiwan. Okay, yeah, and then a bigger change of Taiwan history is 1895. Yeah, Japan and China, they had a war 1 year earlier, and China was defeated. So Japan acquired Taiwan to make it a colony. So Taiwan became Japanese colony in 1895. Yeah, and Japan ruled Taiwan until 1945 when it surrendered. Yeah, so Taiwan compared to other Asian countries, because we know that in World War II Japan also invaded other Asian countries, and so people even today many still have the memory about these war atrocities. But Taiwanese like Japan. Yeah, Taiwanese people, society is very, very friendly to Japan. Yeah, of course, it's a colonial rule, and they also conduct a lot of atrocities. But Taiwanese people's experience about Japan is quite different, and the difference is because the Japanese people also brought modernization to Taiwan. So in Taiwan today, the city planning, the road system, railroad, everything was first developed by Japan. Yeah, so that is why the Chinese people, they don't understand why you Taiwanese look so pro-Japan. It is because Japan they really brought modernization to this island. Yeah. After World War II, Japan was defeated. Taiwan was sent back to China. But local people were not consulted. They just said, okay, suddenly they became Chinese citizens. But 4 years later, in 1949, that the Chinese Civil War, Mao Zedong defeated Chiang Kai-shek. So Chiang Kai-shek came to Taiwan. And now Taiwan became, under the Chiang Kai-shek government until the 1990s, when we had a political democratization. Yeah. Okay. So today, what's the real name of Taiwan? Here you will see two passports. One is a passport of the Republic Taiwan. One is a passport of the Republic China. Which one is real? When I went out to university to talk, and many people say, no, yeah, you must be Republic Taiwan. No, actually, the right one is the passport we use. That's why that also people get confused, Yeah, here in India, when I show my passport, it's called Republic China. I say, okay, you are from China. Yeah, okay. It's quite difficult to explain. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, but if you ask people you want to change the name, people say yes. Say yes, we want to change it. But why you cannot change it? Because if we change the name, we have a new name, we have a new constitution, we have a new flag. Tomorrow there will be war. Because China say, if you dare to do anything like this, we will attack you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, and Taiwan compared to China is so small. Yeah, you look at the population, land size, GDP, everything. Taiwan is too small. Even the military, China is much bigger than us. So right now, that's why that we have to be very, very careful. A small country live next to a big neighbor, and this big neighbor is not very, very, yeah. So you have to be very, very careful. Be very careful not to offend this big neighbor sometimes. Yeah. During the Cold War times, from 1950s to 1990s, both sides had no contact. Yeah, because Taiwan was with the U.S., the Western camp, and China is a communist country. Yeah, so there was no contact. Yeah, in the late 1980s and 90s, and then began, to open up. China opened up, Taiwan also opened up. So in 1993, the representative from both government, from Taiwan and from China, the first time they met in Singapore, they shook hands, said, okay, we should have some reconciliation. So actually, Taiwan-China relations, they began to improve in the 1990s. It lasted for like 15 years. Yeah. And until when? Until around 10 years ago. You see, in 2014, that the photo on the right side, what happened that year? Because at the time, the Taiwanese government want to sign a trade agreement with China. If we sign this trade agreement with China, it's more like an FTA, then the total Taiwanese market will open up to Chinese. Yeah. So the Taiwanese college students, they are so angry. They think that no, we have to protect our interests. Yeah, we have to protect our economy. So they protest in front of our Parliament House. Yeah, and actually, at the time I was also teaching in the university. Even my students went protesting. Yeah, I saw them. Yeah, nobody came to my class. Yeah, and they protest for like 2 weeks. They stormed into the Parliament House. Yeah, and then occupied the Parliament House for for another 2-3 weeks. And eventually they forced the government to withdraw the bill. Yeah, so that was the turning point. Yeah, because before 2013-14, I think people in Taiwan had this kind of illusion saying that by engaging with China, we can change them. Yeah, we can change China. China will become more plural, democratic, yeah, and also open up. But later we saw, no, China is expanding power. Yeah. So after that, the people in Taiwan had a different feeling about China until today. Yeah, okay. And I don't need to explain, what the media show in the past 2 years, the military, intimidation around Taiwan. Yeah, and they had a lot of airplane incursions into our air defense identification zones. Yeah. And even in India, I see, it is a photo that my friend showed me 2 years ago, October, because our national day is October 10th. Yeah, in the early morning of October 10th, in front of the Chinese embassy, some pro-Taiwan border were erected in front of the Chinese embassy. Yeah, it happened again next year. Yeah. I don't know who made it. Yeah. It looked like we have a friend in India also supporting Taiwan. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to shift to another topic about Taiwan, India. Okay. China is another issue. Okay. But now let me talk more about Taiwan. Yeah. You see, these photos are taken by me. Okay. In Taipei, we also have an Indian festival. Yeah, you see Taiwanese and the Indian ladies dressing saris and dancing in the streets. Yeah. India, for most Taiwanese people, India is, they know India. India is a big country, ancient civilization. Yeah. And also a huge cultural influence. Yeah. In Taiwan, we have yoga, and we eat curry. Okay, you don't use not but we call Indian food curry. Yeah, yeah. So everybody know about India. Yeah, but no much, like a contact. Yeah, before the 1990s, as I said earlier, that no official contact. Indian government recognized Beijing. Yeah, and so before 1990s, no official contact. Yeah, and then in 1992. In Taiwan, we have a trade promotion office. It's called TAITRA, T-A-I-T-R-A. It's under economic ministry. It's a semi-official for promoting trade and investment. They came to Mumbai. Yeah, at the time, this city is called Bombay. Yeah, they set up a first. So actually, Taiwan's first representative office is in Mumbai. Yeah, in 1992. Yeah. But 3 years later, both government, Indian government and Taiwan government, they signed agreement. So they agree. Both sides agree to set up the representative office. So our office in Delhi is called TECC, Taipei Economic and Cultural Center. Yeah, and Indian embassy in Taiwan is called India Taipei Association. Yeah, and in 2012, we had another office open up in Chennai. Yeah, and you might ask me, why not Mumbai? Yeah, actually, we are planning. Yeah, we have asked the Indian government to allow us to set up office in Mumbai for quite some time, and they might have some good news this year. Okay, so hopefully we will have a TECC Mumbai this year. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is our office in Delhi. Okay, so I believe if we have an office in Mumbai, it will be much beautiful than this one, right? Yeah, Delhi housing is always like this. Yeah, and in Mumbai, I will rent a very fancy office in BKC. Yeah. Okay. About a high-level visit. Yeah, because it's not a diplomatic relation, so there are some restrictions. Yeah, so far that the Indian, high-ranking officials cannot visit Taiwan. So what we can do is we invite the parliament members to visit. Yeah. So Indian parliament members did visit Taiwan. But the last time they came to Taiwan is like 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah. After COVID, no Indian parliament member came to Taiwan. Yeah. Or last year there was one. Yeah. And Taiwan MPs also visit India. But not very often. Yeah, because that both sides, I think that they also have to build up some, like a connection and friendship. Yeah, we have to find some common ground for cooperation. Yeah. Mr. Modi actually visited Taiwan in the late 1990s when he was Secretary General of BJP. Yeah, he visited Taiwan, but it was a long time ago. And the current president of Taiwan, Madam Tsai, she actually came to India. Yeah. Yeah. It was before she became president. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't know why she make this as a tourist. Yeah, actually she came to Mumbai. Yeah, in 2012. At the time, she was not president. She was the president of the DPP, of the party. Yeah, and then she came to India, and she stayed here for, I think, like almost 2 weeks. Yeah, and she came to Mumbai. Actually, she came to Mumbai from Delhi by train. Yeah. And she said that because I heard from, not from her, but from the people who accompany her to visit India at the time. She said that I want to see real India. So she insists taking train. Yeah, so the whole team, like 10 people, took train. I don't know how many hours. Yeah. It's an overnight train. Yeah. So actually, our president, she has some impression. She know about India. Yeah. Okay. Perhaps next year, after she, because of her term end next year, then she could come again. Yeah. And when we talk about Taiwan-India relations, the most significant part still economics. Yeah, because the Indians want Taiwanese investment. Yeah. Like in Delhi's trade show, it was taken last year. We have we Taiwan have a bigger pavilion. Yeah, because now easy for Taiwan to promote our IT products. Yeah, 5-10 years ago, probably Indian customers don't know much, but now Indian people know. Yeah, the trade figure in 2021 is a 7.7 billion. Yeah, you just mentioned that 7.7 billion US dollars. Okay, India is a 15th largest trade partner of Taiwan. Yeah, okay. But if you look at this figure compared to other figures, you find it's too small. It only accounts for less than 1% of Taiwan's trade. Yeah. And you know that India's a trade with China. Yeah. Okay. So it's so small. Yeah. Investments. Taiwan is investment in India. Official figure is 1.13 billion US dollars. But the real number might be double. I think it should be more than 2 billion US dollars. Yeah. Again, it's not big number. Yeah. And most Taiwanese investments in IT in India, the focus on ICT, electronic engineering, construction, optical, pharmaceuticals, machinery, auto parts, and shoemaking. Covering all sectors. Yeah. The largest sector is mobile phone assembly. Yeah. All able suppliers, Foxconn, Wistron, Pegatron, they have all shifted to India. Under the new PLI scheme. Yeah. And the single largest investment is Foxconn. Yeah. And we also had China Steel is a state-owned company. Yeah. Because we still use China sometimes. Yeah. And Taiwanese government, because I'm from embassy, we also seeing that working with India is a better choice. Why? You see, because if you look at our trade figures, the trade figures look very impressive, but the problem is that Taiwan became too much dependent on China. Okay, yeah, the figure like in 2021, the bilateral trade between Taiwan and China is 273 billion US dollars. It's 33% of Taiwan's total global trade. Yeah, and Taiwan is not the only country in East Asia have this problem. Korea, Japan, all have this problem. Yeah, and you see the political relation I explained earlier, not so good. So for Taiwan, that the best strategy is not to continue this economic dependence, but to try to find another partner. And this partner, we could, we have some common interest. Yeah. So India is the best option. Yeah. Okay. Then people-to-people exchange. Yeah. Before COVID, every year about 40,000 Indian people travel to Taiwan. Yeah. This number is too small. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You know how many Indians travel to Singapore every month? Yeah, probably 2 lakh. Yeah, okay. But a whole year, only 40,000 Indians travel to Taiwan. Yeah, and we had a direct flight. Yeah, Taipei to Delhi, and I hope we have a direct flight to Mumbai. Yeah, and around 5,000 to 7,000 Indians are living in Taiwan. Yeah. And another 3,000 Indian students study in Taiwan. Yeah. And I have to say that Taiwanese universities are now very, very active in recruiting international scholars and students. And so far, because Indian scholars and students are very good at English and also very smart, so Taiwanese university recruit a lot from India. Yeah, and another reason is because we also try to promote Taiwan education in India through Indian universities. Yeah. We have a project called Taiwan Education Center that is to cooperate with the Indian universities and then set up this language training program. And we send teachers from Taiwan to India to teach language because you don't like Confucius Institute. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So if you still want to learn Chinese, then you choose Taiwanese teachers. Yeah, okay, it's a better choice, yeah. And these are Taiwanese teachers now teaching in various universities in India. In total, we have 26 centers. Yeah, but our target is to have a teacher in every Indian state. Yeah, every Indian state, yeah. And in Delhi, we also try to promote the Taiwan culture. Like this, December, we had a Taiwan Film Festival. Yeah, and I always told my boss that don't do it in Delhi, you should do it in Mumbai. So perhaps this year we'll come to Mumbai to have a Taiwan Film Festival. Yeah. Of course, that showing the Taiwan film, in Bollywood is probably not, a smart way. But actually, Taiwan also very good place for making some independent films and documentaries. Yeah, and in Delhi, I also know that many because India is a huge filming industry. Yeah, you produce the largest number of movies in the world. So movies are very important. A part of Indian people's life. Yeah, so I think that having some exchanges and cooperation about the movies, I think should be a good option. Yeah, so last year, we had this in Delhi. So I hope this year probably we could have a film festival in Mumbai. Can Nehru Center can do this place? Okay, yeah. I can guarantee you, I will choose the best movie from Taiwan. Yeah. And finally, I would say that India also has in terms of the soft power, India also has a lot of advantage. You should try your best to promote, the soft power of India, because India's image in the world, compared to China India is very positive. Yeah, like. Mr. Satyarthi. Yeah, a few years ago, I invited him to my university to give a lecture. Yeah, Mr. Satyarthi, the Nobel Peace Laureate, but very humble. Yeah, and he gave a speech at my university. Did you see me over there? Yeah, and my students are so crazy. Yeah, all students are so happy and to have, because they say this is the first time they see a Nobel Peace Laureate. Yeah, and what he did, that here in India and also around the world, I think very, very important. You see, China they don't do that, but India do this. Yeah. Okay. So in general, I would say that in Taiwan, in India, now I think it's the best time for us to forge a real partnership. Yeah, not just economics, education, and also other areas. Okay, we have a lot of things in common. Yeah, probably you don't know. Like we drink tea, you also drink tea. Yeah, we are famous for bubble tea, and you are famous for your milk tea. Yeah, so we are natural partners. Okay, let's continue. Okay, thank you.